I am Maria Garcia de Fleury. In times of war between the Moors and Christians in Spain, in 1170, Saint Dominic of Guzman was born. He studied in Palencia, where there was a great famine. Domingo took pity on the poor and began to give up all his belongings. The words of Christ echoed in him, "Love one another as I have loved you." One Sunday, he no longer had anything to sell, and he sold himself to rescue a slave. This act moved everyone. Some young people wanted to imitate him and produced a charity movement in Palencia. With the money they collected, he did not have to give himself up as a slave. At 25, Domingo was ordained as a priest. He gave himself fully to apostolic life, living on alms, renouncing all comfort. It was a time of great heresies, where many dogmas of the Catholic Church were denied, even the sacraments were denied. Realizing the need to instruct those who fell into heresy, he founded the order of preachers, and theological formed his followers. Furthermore, they had to be willing to visit towns and cities to carry the light of the gospel everywhere. He founded apostolate centers through southern France. Later, one of his disciples was the great St. Thomas Aquinas. St. Dominic was a great friend of St. Francis of Assisi. St. Dominic said to his brothers, "First contemplate God and then teach. Preach always and everywhere." He prayed daily, asking for the grace to grow in love for God, in charity for others, and to have a great desire to have souls. He read the Gospel of St. Matthew and the letters of St. Paul daily and almost knew them by heart. To his disciples, he recommended to read a part of the Bible every single day. The mission of the Dominicans to preach to bring souls to Christ encountered great difficulties, but our Blessed Mother came to his aid. One night in prayer, he had a revelation where she told him the rosary is a powerful weapon to win souls. Thereafter, most of his preaching was about the rosary. On one occasion, St. Dominic of Guzman was preaching the rosary, and they brought him a demon-possessed heretic. He exorcised him in the presence of a large crowd. St. Dominic threw his rosary around the neck of the possessed man. The demons screamed, saying that with the rosary that he preached, he brought terror to all hell, and that he was the man they hated the most in the world, because with the rosary he took souls out from them. Dominic prayed to our Blessed Mother, and she became present. The evil ones shouted, "We are more afraid of the Mother of Christ than of all the blessed together, and we can do nothing against their faithful devotees." St. Dominic made all the crowd pray the rosary very slow and devotedly every Hail Mary. Everyone who preserves and perseveres in the prayer of the rosary will be saved, because they say the words of the angels sent by God to Our Lady, and we pray the Our Father, the only prayer that Jesus taught, and we meditate on the life of Jesus, who is God, and with God we always win.